Well, that's close. Um, I just thought I would go live. I'm not talking about anything in particular. I just got home from the Center from Leadership Development Gala, and I was like, oh, I'm still so excited and worked up and just excited that I was able to go someplace and see somebody doing something positive in the community with our kids. And so it was very, very inspiring. So I don't really have anything particular to talk about tonight. One of the things that I do want to talk about is some of the things that I have gone through, some of the experiences that I've had that have helped me to heal. So, the first thing I did was I went to school to get my to become certified as a life coach. And so I did that with Valerie Burton. I don't know if you know Valerie Burton, but she has written a ton of books for women. She's a coach for women. She asks very insightful questions that help coach you through whatever you're going through. And so that is who I got. Oh my gosh, Lily has my shoe. Hold on. Hi. I mean, listen, she absolutely loves my shoes. I don't care what kind of shoe it is. She wants to get my shoe and chew on it. So I had to get it from her because she can't chew on my shoes. But anyway, so I don't even remember what year this was, but Valerie Burton, she has a coaching school. You can become a life coach, an executive coach, or both. I chose to become both, and so it was a very impactful program. I got coached by Valerie Burton, and it was a beautiful process. So here's what happened. So she did the program. I don't even know if online was really a thing back then. It may have been. I'm gonna have to check to see when Zoom came. Anyway, so I flew to Texas twice to get my certification as being a life coach. And so she ended up coaching me personally because that is part of the beauty of being in any kind of experiential learning program. I don't know if you've been in an experiential learning program, but that is usually where you are in a group full of people, and the facilitator or the coach will be asking or coaching one particular person in the group. And you will see the coach move that person through the process and then into healing or new awareness or something that helps to shift the person. So I had the pleasure of being coached by Valerie Burton. If you don't know who Valerie Burton is, look her up, follow her. She's very impactful. She helps women shift from where they are to where they desire to be, where they desire to be. And so I ended up raising my hand, going to the front of the room and coaching her. And what she helped me see was that a lot of times I was not clear in what I thought was going on in my life. And so she helped me to understand the value of questions, how to use questions to help people shift. And so it was so impactful. I still probably have the all the paperwork around here somewhere, but that was one of the things that were so impactful to me is realizing that. And the other thing is that when I am going through situations, I don't care what the experience is, that there is something in that experience to teach me something about me. I always say experiences are for you to learn about you, not about the jacked up behavior of other people. That is not why you go through experiences in life. You go through life so that you can learn more about you. The last time this happened, what did I do? Or this, the last time this happened, I responded this way, and that was a great way for me to respond. And so that is some of the things that I have learned in this process. Okay, so let's talk about, okay, so that was, I would say, in the early, maybe 2000, somewhere around there. Okay, so then I kind of decided that I opened up a small business, and I decided that I wanted to get a business coach. And this business coach was great. I had a VIP day. She helped me, kind of move through some things. And then she suggested that I take this leadership and development program called Zarvis. Okay. Now, I don't know if you have taken any personal development programs or leadership. I highly suggest it. If you can take a personal development program that is experiential. And you might be saying, what do you mean about experiential? I mean a place where you can get in a room with a group of people that you do not know and go through some kind of a development process. When I tell you it can change your life, and here's why. Because when you are in a program with a group of people who are wanting to learn and grow, there's a certain kind of energy around that. And especially if the facilitator or coach is coaching in the room. And so if the coach or facilitator asks a question to somebody, and then that somebody stands up and they have a dialogue of questions, that is very impactful because you get to see people moving through a process while they are triggered. And 9 times out of 10, they begin the process by talking about something that they are the victim of. The victim of a circumstance, the victim of other people, the victim of their parents, their kids, everything. And so it is very important. It is very important to get to a point where you can look at the situations that you are going through and then get the lesson out of the situations. And experiential learning, an experiential personal development process can help you to do that. Now, the one that I went through was Zarvis Leadership and Coaching, but I'm sure they have those processes, those types of leadership and development programs, no matter where you are. You just may have to do some research in order to find them. But through that program, so it was maybe a 5-day process, and then we got like maybe a week or two break, and then we went to the second part of it, and then we started an accelerated like 90-day process that really helped us to step into our power, figure out like how that we could create the world that we want to live in and really make an impact in where we were. And so, but that process, it was so impactful. So in that process is where I realized I knew that I was a people pleaser. Okay, I knew that. But I didn't realize that I was a people pleaser because I didn't feel worthy. So that making that connection was like, wow, like that is so, like it was so interesting. And so that process really helped me to like put the pieces of the puzzle of my life together so that I could begin to heal, grow, transform, and develop and create the life that I wanted to live. So, going through, and the reason why I say experiential learning, personal development programs are so impactful is because when you are going through a process with a group of people and you're experiencing the same types of things, different things, you're being triggered at different times, you are watching other people go through and getting coached, like you really develop a an affinity for each other, a closeness, and authenticity with the people who you are going through it with, a vulnerability, because you literally see them talk about an issue that they're triggered. Thank you so much for the hearts. That you see them talking about an issue and then moving through the issue. And sometimes the issue is similar to yours. It makes you remember and think about situations that resemble that. And so all of that really creates the perfect environment for you to heal, grow, and transform. There is nothing like it. There is absolutely nothing like going through a program with a group of people who you originally don't even know. But to watch them change, grow, and transform, and you to do the same, it will change your life. So going through that program is a program that I met my husband at. It's the program that I met one, two, three, four of my really good friends that we still talk, we have conversations, we still go out to dinner, we still text, we still, I mean, we still have such a really great connection because we went through the same process. And so, if you have the opportunity to do experiential learning, that's what it's called, because it's not like online learning, it's not like a course, it's not like a webinar, it's not really even like a class. It is really like a program that can really help your life to change. Hi, how was your thing? You look excited.
I am excited.
So it's a beautiful process to go through. My husband is home. The program that I'm talking about is a program that we met in. And so I'm still really close to the people who went through the program. And so that is one of the reasons why I suggest, if you have a leadership or personal development program that is experiential that you can go through, highly suggested, highly approved. And so I talked about getting certified to be a life coach. I talked about the personal development that I went through, that I met my husband at, and I have four of my closest friends. And then in 2019, I went through a spiritual development program. And it was through the it was through that he's trying to sneak around so we can get on camera. It was through that spiritual development program that I really shifted into a whole nother level. I learned so much about myself, other people, my family, my friends, my relationships, my thoughts, my feelings, my reactions, my responses. Like it was a whole plethora of things that I learned about me. And originally, I thought the problem was everybody else. The problem was the people who I worked with, my family, the people who made me upset. They were all the problem. And then I realized,
My
wait a
husband was
minute.
right.
Hold. No, not my husband was right. That's not what I learned. I did not learn that my husband was right. That is not what I learned.
She ain't learned that yet.
But I learned that there are so many that I am responsible for my life. That's the main thing that I learned. I am responsible for my life. I'm responsible for my choices. I'm responsible if I choose to heal or not heal, forgive or not forgive, love or not love. I am responsible for my whole entire life. Not the people. Nobody's making me mad. Nobody's making me angry. Nobody's making me respond in a certain way. Nobody's making me do any of that. I am choosing to react, respond, live, create, think, feel the way that I am feeling. And so that gives me so much freedom. It gives me so much clarity. And so if you have the opportunity, now this program that I went through for spiritual development was one that Iyanla Vanzant created. I don't know if y'all know Iyanla Vanzant. Y'all can look up Iyanla Vanzant. She's a minister, a life coach. She has done it all. Yes,
Fixed my life.
Misty Green, Iyanla Fix My Life. Yes,
my life.
self accountability. That is the key. That will change your life. You I'll be off in a second because I want to hear how it went. Self accountability is the key because blaming other people, complaining about other people, none of that is helping you to change. None of that is helping you to change your life. How do you think I could be on my spiritual connection where I'm not religious? Well, you just have to you have to ask yourself questions. You have to do the things that you feel like are best for you. You have to be willing to try different things. You have to be willing to put yourself in situations that you've never been in. Maybe try a different church, faith, group, whatever it is. One of the things that I know for sure is that staying where you are, thinking the same thing that you've always thought, is not going to be something that allows you to change, adjust, and grow. Staying in your comfort zone only allows you to stay more in your comfort zone. Life is worth living, and that is what you should do. Life is about experiences. Life is about love and compassion. And I know that there's a lot of stuff going on, and you are still responsible for living the life that you create. And so that is one way for you to do that. It really is about you finding and discovering what your purpose is, what you love, the difference that you can make in the world, taking chances, getting out of your comfort zone, living your life. That is literally why you are here. You are not here to just work, pay bills, and buy eggs that are $145 a carton. You are meant, you are here to make a difference. Oh, well, I suggest meditating. If you are dealing with stress, overwhelm, one of the best ways that I found to open yourself up to more peace is meditating. And I already know people don't want to do it. And this is a perfect example of what I mean. Instead of opening yourself up to trying something new, there are a lot of people who are like, I tried meditation once. All I thought about was my to-do list. That is normal. That is normal. I tried meditating and I thought I had meditated for 5 minutes and it was only 30 seconds. That is also normal because it is a skill. Anything that you are learning to do, it takes practice. It takes you giving yourself grace, because you are literally learning how to do something new. So expecting you to already know how to do something that you are learning to do is unkind. It is unkind. It's about practice and falling in love with the process. Okay, I got to go hear how my husband's day was. I'll talk to you later. Have a good evening. Bye.